Hey everybody, yep, I'm here. Are you here? Do we have sound? Do we have picture? Do we have everything that we need? We do. I know. Today's been such a good day. Of course, how could it not be good? I just got up. Today has just started, but there's so much to do today. I love to make a list because then I know kind of the direction I'm going to go and the things that I need to get done. And I don't mind if yesterday's list carries on to today. I don't mind. It just gives me a head start. I know where I'm going first off. Are you a list maker? I am. I am. Okay, I'm waiting for things to come on. I want to see your comments. I don't know why it won't let me over here. So let's see. Now you all voted for 10 o'clock in the morning. I hope that you're here. Oh, wow, you are here. Yes, yes. Hey, Alice, good morning to you. And Debbie Barnett, good morning. I see many other people watching. You have to make a comment. If you want to be in the drawing, you have to make a comment. Whether you're watching now or watching later, you have to make a comment. Or else, I don't know you're there. Because once this thing turns off, it doesn't tell me who was watching. It doesn't even tell me how many people were watching. It just tells me right now that there you are watching. Thank you, thank you. And Paula, good morning to you. And Sherry, I'm glad to have you here today. And Carol, good morning. And Sharon from Boston. Oh, I loved Boston. I was just looking at some pictures from Boston this morning. Oh, I love that city. What a beautiful city you have. It and so much history. In fact, I was even watching a program the other night. I don't remember what it was, but it's funny how you can look at the skyline and you know what city they're talking about and you know where they are. San Francisco is easy to pick out. New York, of course, is easy to pick out. And Boston's another one of those things. I know, I've been there. I've seen that. I was there. Boston is such a beautiful city. I know, getting ahead of myself here. I definitely am. I want to come back to Boston. I tell you, I could spend more time in Boston. I loved it. Donna said she's a list maker. I am totally a list maker. If I don't have a list, I don't know what to do. It's almost, I'm driven by lists. That's a good thing and it's a bad thing. My husband is not a list maker. I gave up early on in our marriage. I wanted to every Sunday evening just gather and, the two of us and say, what are we going to do this week? And how do you want to do it? And when do you want to do it? And it would annoy him so much. He said, I don't want to start the week till tomorrow. So we started to do it on Monday mornings. Still didn't work. Didn't work for him at all. So if you're a list maker, we're together. Hi, Lynn. And Mindy is in Whispering Pines. Well, I'm in my beautiful mountain valley in Utah. And it's not even hot this morning. Not yet. It's supposed to get into the 80s today. But that's not bad. I mean, it's September, right? It is September. I tell you, if I don't have my list in front of me, I don't know what day it is. Good morning, Dolores from Alabama. And Valerie is here. Elaine from Orlando. And Valerie is from the UK. And we have another Valerie over there. I hope she's able to log in today. And Linda is from Texas. Yep, Linda. I hope that I'm going to be coming to Texas. We're just barely getting all the calendars put together for the next year. I'm so excited because we have new machines to show, new things to talk about. In fact, if you want to try a machine before you buy it, really that's the best way to do. When you buy a car, don't you test drive it? Right? Well, cars cost a lot more than these machines, but they're still an investment that you have to do. And you don't want to get home and think, well, I'm not sure I'll ever use it. I don't really like it. I'm going to show you ways to use that machine that you will love. If you want to try out the Applaud, here is an event for you. This is a pillow, a flat pillow. There's nothing in it right now, but this is a pillow that you can make in an event. All right. I love the, I want to call it plaid, but it's not really plaid. I'm going to call it plaid. Yep, I'm going to call it plaid. Love that one. If you want to do that on an Applaud, you can do it with me. All right. Just call your Baby Lock dealer. Tell them you want me to come in. If you want to learn more about a Triumph before you buy it, that's the top of the line serger. Love this machine, but look what you can do with it. And not you just have to have a pillow, you can put that in anything you want. And what about another Applaud event? Here it is. This one, I just love the Applaud, as you can probably tell. If you want an event in your store, let your dealer know. And tell him that you want to try it before you buy it. And what about the new machine? I have the hardest time remembering the name of this machine. I should have written it down. Help me with that. What's the name of the new machine? Somebody come up with it. I don't know why. I just have a hard time because we have the Applaud and the Acclaim. And, okay, what is it? Somebody help me so I don't have to look it up. somebody you know. I know that you know what this machine is. I'm looking around. I'm not coming up with it. I feel like I want to sit here until I get it. Nope, it's not the Radiance. This is the one we just introduced. I mean, I've only been aware of it and introduced to it. Carrie, yes, I love the Applaud. Go and see your dealer. Tell him I want to come in and do an event, and you can try it before you buy it. Anthem. Thank you, Carrie. Anthem. There are too many A ones. I love that Baby Lock has names for the machines. I just love it. Because then you know exactly what you're talking about. Those numbers don't mean a lot to me. And I know that some dealers, some brands have numbers. And when I first came into Baby Lock, I thought, well, that is so weird that they've named their machines. But I love it. I love it, love it, love it. And now we have the Anthem. I knew it was something to do with Applaud and Ovations, right? Because an Anthem, here it is. This is something you will make on the Anthem. And this is something I can come to your store and we can make it together. And you will use so many fun things on that Anthem. You will do free motion quilting. You will do ruffling. You will do piping. You will do channel quilting. You'll do so many things on that machine. You want it. I know it. That is a great machine and you're going to love it. All right, events out of the way. Anything else? I'm sorry, Anthem. Hey, Suzanne, it is good to see you. I think about you a lot, by the way, Suzanne. I see your name pop up every here and there. And I think, I wonder what Suzanne's doing. She's here. And Lynn is here. You don't have sound. I think that we have sound. So turn your sound up. I don't know. Turn it up because I think we do have sound. Janet says, I like that it's called the Anthem. It is great. Oh, Carrie says, I have 7 Baby Lock machines, including the embellisher. You're one of the lucky ones if you have an embellisher, because they don't make that one anymore. In fact, Linda Pacini was saying the other day, she said, I wish that, and now Linda Pacini is head of education and sales and everything at Baby Lock. She's one of the big wigs. And she was saying the other day that she wished they'd bring the embellisher back. So maybe they're going to. I don't know. What a great machine. Fun machine. You just think about all the things you can embellish with that. I love it. Hey, Sandy says, I'm here. I'm a little late from Scotts Bluff, Nebraska. I've only driven through Nebraska. I've only stayed there overnight. Do you have any dealers in Nebraska? Baby Lock dealers? I'd love to come. Let's see. Janet, I wonder if I bring my machine in, will they give me a great trade-in? Boy, I would try it. Definitely. There are so many machines that we can love, right? And you want to move up. When you buy a car, you don't keep that thing for your life, right? You only keep it until the new model comes out. And you think, oh, I got to have a new color. I got to have new features. Well, it's the same thing with machines. The new machine comes out, and you think, oh, I want a new machine. Why not? You buy a new car all the time. Why not, right? I have to tell you, talking about, Mindy says, I'm definitely a little maker, and if I do something not on my list, I'll add. Mindy, I do that too. I think, okay, I'm going to add this so I can cross it off. It wasn't on my list, but that's funny, Mindy. I do the same exact thing. That is really funny. And Debbie from Daytona, cloudy. I got up to look at, didn't we have the blood moon the other night? I got up to look at it. It was too cloudy. I couldn't even see the moon. It was just a cloudy day. And Carrie is from Southern Ontario, Canada. Sharon is from, Boston today, San Antonio tomorrow. Really? So you're just moving around? And Linda says, I was so excited I could watch today that I turned on at 10 o'clock and I was a little bit late. Oh, wait a minute. It's Central Time? Yeah, that's the wrong time. We're in Mountain Time. We are in the mountains. Debbie says, I love making a list not only to be able to cross items off, but it gives me a great sense of accomplishment. They tell you if at the end of your day, you should write down 3 things that were just wonderful that day. And then that gets you in the mood to have a good night's sleep. You think, oh yeah, I succeeded here. I did this. If you think about, where do our minds go when we have nothing to think about? Boy, I stumbled on that one. When we have nothing to think about, our minds go in the negative sometimes, don't they? And you think about all the things you did wrong. Well, it's good to think about doing something wrong because then you think, well, I'm not going to do that again. I'm going to do better. I'm going to repent and I'm going to do better. But in the evening, if you think about 3 things that you really did well, that you accomplished, that made you happy, then you will sleep better and you'll have good dreams, you'll have good thoughts, and your brain will solve problems while you sleep. It just keeps working, right? And then when you get up in the morning, think of 3 things you're excited about doing today. And so not only are you going to give yourself a good night's sleep, you're going to give yourself a great day. And who doesn't want a great day? I know I love it. Hi, Karen from Elkhart, Indiana. And Debbie said they had the blood moon. Oh, I didn't get to see it. Donna says, I'll have to tell my husband about cars since he does that. They do, right? Well, a new machine comes out, you want the new fancy features. Why not? And go in and trade it in. You're not losing anything. Really, you're not. You're gaining. And life is short. We were talking about cars. I bought a new car, and you don't keep them till they die. I mean, I do. Sometimes I do. Sometimes I'll form an attachment to my car, and I just don't want to give it up. Even if I don't drive it anymore, I don't want to give it up. I love my car. Well, I had a bright red Durango. I probably bought it 20 years ago. I love that car, and the body was in great shape. I took such good care of it, and then it didn't work so well, and I had to get a new car, but I kept that Durango, and now I think my grandson is driving it, and it's still a good car. I still like that Durango. Many, many memories in that. We drive that across the country with 11 people in our car because you could fit them. And then after that, I got a sports car. It was a sporty car. It wasn't a sports car, but it was a sporty car. It was an Altima, but it was only made for 2 years, and it was zoo. It would go so fast, and it was six gears on the floor, and I could really drive that thing, and I could cut my corners. I could zoom around things. It really went fast. Loved that car. And then the engine blew. Well, I loved my car. It just had a sporty look, and you don't see this car on the road. You just don't. But I went into the car guy, and he said I needed to replace the engine because it was too expensive to fix it. So they replaced it with an engine that was the next year engine. They couldn't find one the exact same year. I tell you, these were hot off the press items. The Altima that year. I don't remember what year it is, but it was a great car. I loved it. Well, we've had it out in the field here for a while because it stopped working very well. The new engine just wasn't like the old engine. I didn't like it, so I bought a new car. So now I have a new car, and this old car has sat out in the field for 4 years. And I said, Larry, we got to get that car out. I know it still runs. And then my grandson wanted to see if he could borrow it for a while his car was getting fixed. So he pulled it out the other night. And I thought, this thing, it just started right up. And we were going to town. We drove all around our little community here. It was great. I thought, why did I buy a new car? This is a great car. Don't do that with your sewing machines, okay? But I thought, why did I buy a new car? And so we took it out of the highway and zipped down the highway a little bit and then came back into town where it was down to 40 miles an hour again and then down to 25. Well, all of a sudden, sput, 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 stopped. And we were about a mile from home. And Larry says, well, I'm going to walk. Let's get out. Got to walk. Got to walk home. I'll bring the truck back and we'll tow it home. I says, no, just give it a minute. Just give it a minute. Let it rest. And so he got out and walked. I stayed. I wasn't being stubborn, but I thought, I'm just going to stay with the car. It was starting to get dark. I thought, I'm going to stay with the car. So he walked home. And about 10 minutes later, I got on the driver's side, flipped on the engine, and drove home. It was that easy. I got home before he even drove out of the yard to go get me. And he was looking for the tow rope. He couldn't find it. And so I was sitting on the porch because I could see he wasn't home because the truck wasn't here. And then he finally comes in and he says, anyway, that was a funny day. I drove it home and he went out to get me. Hey, Sandra from St. Louis. It's cool and sunny here today. Nancy Boone is here. So Lynn says she has, the Splendor, Anthem, and Reflection. Those are the new machines, plus the Venture 2. Patricia, I think that the car didn't like going over 40. So we went out on the highway and we were doing 55. It wasn't happy because that was the whole reason why I ended up getting the new cars, because I was driving the freeway a lot with it. And one time I got stuck on the freeway and it would sput, go. But I'd have to pull off to the shoulder because I couldn't get off the freeway. It'd go sput, stop. And then I'd turn it back on and go sput, stop. And so it only liked to go slow. I don't know. I think we're just going to have to sell it and hope that somebody knows how to fix it, because I loved it. Alice said, we had a 98 Durango and drove it across the country 14 times, even towed it in our 40-foot motorhome. Great car. It is a great car. And I loved my Durango. Hi, Valerie. I'm glad you joined. And it's supper time for you, Valerie. All right, should we get on with life? All right, so first of all, we have talked about the events that we can do, right? In your store. So call your dealer. In fact, that's how I got several of the gigs last year, because they said, one of our customers called in and wants to learn about the Applaud, and they want you to come and teach this Applaud class. So if you want to hear more about the Applaud, if you want to sit at that Applaud before you buy it, call me, okay? We can do it. We can definitely do it. I'll be excited to come to your town and do that. I love it. I love to meet you, and I love to sit with you with these new machines. And really, this Anthem is one of the better machines I've seen come out in a really long time. I mean, it has that stitch regulator on it. Whoa, it was called Stitch Sync. So much fun. You're going to love it. I mean, who doesn't love to sew, right? In fact, I hadn't sewn in a long time because getting ready for Baby Lock Tech and going there and then coming home and having to mow grass, clean house, all the things you have to do, right? And so I hadn't sat down to sew a lot, and I've been sewing this week. So fun. Cutting fabric up, sewing it back together. So fun. So fun. In fact, I have a big announcement. Are you ready? Hey, Carla. She said, so glad to be here this morning. Here's my big announcement. And I didn't tell you I was going to have one, so be prepared. Remember how we have this project right here? And this I did on the Applaud, although I can see that you could make this with your sewing machine or your Triumph, maybe a combination of things. In fact, on this project, I used my Applaud and my Triumph and my sewing machine. As you can see, I laid down these stitches right here, this ribbon, with my Applaud, and then I have the wave stitch right here, and I bound it with my sewing machine. So this is a class. It's coming up. If you want to be in this class, and I want you to be in this class, if you have an Applaud, you can't miss it. Can't miss it. If you have a sewing machine and a Triumph, I mean, you can still do it, okay? But we're going to be sewing it in the class on the Applaud and the Triumph and the sewing machine. So there you go. If you want to be in this class, the class is going to be August 2nd. No, excuse me, that's already passed. October 2nd. Listen to me. I've got my calendar right in front of me and I still got it wrong. October 2nd at 10 o'clock Mountain Time, right here. and we are going to make this project. It's going to be a live class. So if you want to join me live, that'd be great. If this is not a good time for you, if 10 o'clock is not going to work, that's okay, because once you purchase the class, the recording will be yours forever. Okay, you don't have to make it with me that day. You can purchase the class, that way that is yours, and you can keep it. You can make it later. You can take your time making it. Whenever I do a class like this and I'm sewing with somebody else, it's hard for me to sew at the same time because I'll make mistakes. So I really like to watch the class first, and then I make it. And then I have a good overview of what the class is going to be like. Remember how I've always told you when I read a book, I read the last page first because I want to know how it ends. So when I take a class, I want to see the class and know how it ends, and then I can join in and do it. So there you go. We are going to make this, and this right here, in case you didn't know, this is just a napkin, and I've stapled it to the project because when I travel with this, I don't want to lose the napkin, so I've stapled it on. That way it doesn't get lost. It gets a little flat, and as you can see, it is a little flat right here, but it doesn't get lost. All right, so that is October 2nd, 10 o'clock in the morning. But don't worry if you can't make it. Once you have it, it's yours. And just like always, when I introduce a new class, I'm going to offer you a discount. So here is the discount code. All right, it's CLASSY, because this is the Classy Table Runner. Excuse me, the Classy Table Runner. So the keyword, the discount code is CLASSY, CLASSY, and it's all caps, but I think it'll put it in caps when you put it in there. So CLASSY, that will give you a $5 off coupon for this class. Okay? I want you to there. I want to see what you can do with that. It's going to be so much fun. And I did mine in black and white. I probably will do the next one in black and white, so I'll have two. You can do it any color you want. The only key is you need to find a ribbon that is two-sided like that. Look at that. Look how pretty that ribbon is. I love that. I really love the black and white flavor that this gives, but you can do it in any color you want with any fabrics you want. You're going to love it. Excuse me. Carrie said, it's hard to get educators to come to Canada, crossing the border into the U.S., which I have done almost every third week for decades, is a nightmare. So even trying to get a class at a dealer in the Buffalo isn't happening. Wow, Carrie, I've heard that is really difficult. Well, Carrie, now you can join me because we're going to be doing this, and this will be live, and you can join that one. Neither of us have to cross the border that way. All right, got business over with. Should we get down to real business now? The thing I wanted to talk about, and where did I get my ribbon? Linda said. I bought that at Hobby Lobby. And I hope I have some because, ribbons come and go. I hope I still have some because I still want to make this. I love it. I just love it. I didn't know how it was going to turn out. When I first had it envisioned in my brain, I didn't want a double-sided ribbon. So I thought it would be so pretty having the same thing on both sides, but I couldn't find it. And I found this striped ribbon with the black on the back. I love it. I love how it turned out. I love how it looks. I just love it. I totally love it. So thank you, Linda, for asking, because that's where I got it. And we'll be doing it together on October 2nd. Got to remember that. October, not August, October. August is gone. So gone. All right. Do you remember a few weeks ago where we made this as our project on the 10s? This is a cute little zipper bag. I loved it. I made it with 1/2 of a zipper and easy to do. And I embroidered the fabric. I quilted it on the embroidery machine. Maybe this one will show you a little bit better. This is one I teased you with. So there I have it. I have taken a square of fabric and I have quilted it. Don't know if you can see it. Isn't that pretty? I love it. So you can do this on your embroidery machine. And I probably will go into more detail of how to do this because I did do the video already, but I think maybe I'll show you how to actually do this quilting in an upcoming episode. So kind of be watching for that. But I really love that. Isn't that pretty? I love that. So how do you sign up for a class? Debbie, I'm going to list, I'm going to post it, and right after this, I will post that class and give you the discount code again so that you won't forget it. Because sometimes it's just easier to see it in writing. And I'll be doing more ads about it in the upcoming weeks because I want everybody who possibly can take it. Because I tell you, I will sing the praises of the Applaud all day long. I love that machine, and I love sergers anyway. But if you remember when I first found out a year ago that they were getting a new serger, because they invited me back for a training, and I knew it had to be a serger. And the whole flight back and the whole time I was getting ready to take this class, and they were taking us in there, and there were only 4 of us that went, and we go in this room with sheets over these machines. We couldn't see it until we had signed a non-disclosure statement, and I thought in my brain, as stubborn as I am, I thought, I have a serger, I have the best serger, I have a Triumph, I don't need anything else. I don't need it. What more could they do to make me want to buy a new serger? I mean, this is my attitude, and I was an educator, and I was going to learn, and I thought, okay, I will learn it, I will teach it, but I'm not going to buy it. I don't want it. I didn't even know what it was yet, but I'll tell you, they lifted the sheets off, and I still thought, yeah, that's an okay machine, big deal. But not even 1 inch into sewing with it, I was so taken by it. I loved it so much. I was right there. I wanted it that very second. So I hadn't been in the class 5 minutes. I wanted the machine. That's how much you're going to love it. It is amazing. The Applaud is an amazing serger. What can I say? Valerie, do you have the Applaud over in the UK yet? I don't know how different countries roll the machines out. I mean, it's been out a year. And I'm not sure, do you have the new machine? The Anthem. Did I say that right? Anthem. Do you have the new Anthem? Valerie, I think, do they name them different names when they come into your country? Hi, Sally. Sally Brown. I'm glad you're on because we're going to talk about something in a minute. So Valerie, do they roll the machines out at the same time? I don't know. And I believe in some cases they've had to change the names for one reason or another. So when they go into different countries, the machine will be the same, but the name will be different. And, cultures, languages, it just has to be. Oh, Valerie says, yes, it is here. Not sure of the name, though. Well, it might be the Applaud, or it might be the Anthem. All right, so Sally Brown just came on. Hi, Sally. So Sally mentioned the other day that she just ordered this foot. And we talked about this foot. This is the new and improved adjustable zipper foot. I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with this today. So I'm going to put a zipper in this. Because remember we did it a few weeks ago with this. I don't know if I actually sewed the zipper in with you watching, but I'm going to show you how to use this foot and the different reasons why you got to have this foot. You just got to have it. Oh, Valerie says the Triumph is called Gloria. There must be a reason for that. I don't know what it is, but that's okay as long as you have the machine, right? Love that machine. Okay, I'm going to go over to my Radiance, and it's kind of like having another kid. You get another machine, you got another name to learn, right? So I remember when. Oh, Valerie says the Applaud is Primo in the UK. Okay. Then you know what I'm talking about when I say Applaud. You know exactly what I'm talking about. All right, so you know that I have a lot of kids. Well, to me it's a lot. I have 8. And coming up with 8 different names for 8 different kids was really hard. In fact, I even got stuck on number 2. I thought, okay, I got my number 1. Her name is Nicole. I spell it Nikkol, and that was brand new then. Nobody spelled their name that way. And now you see it all the time. And the next child born was a boy, and I thought, I don't have any boy names. What am I going to do? Well, they come out with all these machines, and they all have different names. So now we have more names to learn, right? That's okay. We can do it. We can do it because we're going to become good friends with these machines. All right, I am going to move right over to my Radiance. Oh, wrong one. There you go. I'm going to move over to the Radiance, and I'm hoping that you're able to see what I want to show you here. First of all, here is the new and improved adjustable zipper foot. Now this one is just a zipper foot, but I want you to see the difference. Can you see the difference in the size? Oh, don't fall over on me. It's got a little rocking motion there. Okay, there is a huge difference in the size. So this one right here, I believe it, from right here to the back to where the little toe comes up, is about 1 inch. This one has about 1.25 inches that actually sits down on the bed. They both have a little toe that comes up, and that's okay. That kind of helps you maneuver around your fabric. That's important to do. But notice right here, you have a little spring action right here going on, and that is an important part of making that foot work. But it just glides along. This one is very solid, where this one, in fact, let me drop it on there. I'm going to just put this foot on, and you see how you have a little wiggle? I didn't like that wiggle, so I never used this foot, only because I just didn't like the wiggle. It didn't stay in place. It didn't hold my fabric in place. I just had too much wiggle. And as you can see right here, this one is not going to have wiggle. This one is going to be more solid, but I'll put it on so you can see. So right here we got some wiggle room. Even if I drop it off and put it on the other side, I still had all that wiggle. I just was never happy with it. So when I put a zipper in, I just used my J-foot. And I had pretty good success with that. Now this one, as you can see, I've got to take my shank off because the shank is not going to help me at all at this point, because this one has a shank on it. Now I want you to see how the other foot allowed you to have your foot come into there, your shank go there or there. So you had two different options, right? That's great, but it was too wiggly. Now we have this. This has the shank attached, and that is on there really tight. And that's the way it should be. I'll loosen that a little bit. So now I'm going to be moving the shank back and forth instead of the foot. And as you can see, I'm going to have a very solid piece going in. It's not going to have the wiggle that the other one did. All right, so I'm actually going to put a zipper in, and I hope it doesn't take too long that you guys can stand to sit and watch. But I'm going to put the zipper in. So to put the zipper in, I want that shank to be all the way to that side, because I want to, when I put this on my fabric, it's going to be going on this way. I want to be able to sew close to the zipper. And right here, that side of my foot is going to be riding along the teeth of the zipper right there. And you see how that one is just, it's just going to be nice and pretty. Here's another thing I want to show you, is that this one, this foot, has 3 places you can have your needle. Do you see that? You've got 3 places. You got your left and your right, and you have your center. Now, why would you ever want a center position? I'm actually going to use it today for you, and you'll see how I'm going to use that. But to put the zipper in, I'm going to have my needle in my left-hand needle position, or at least according to the foot, because you can move that around a little bit, and I want to tighten that up. And at the angle that I am having to do this, I can't even see where to screw it in. So this is going to be really awkward, and probably it's not going to be the prettiest, because I'm having to sew clear over here so you can see. It's not going to be in the right position for me totally. So that if you can see where the needle is, let me get my little pointer here. I want to go to, all right, so I'm going to put it in my left-hand needle position. You see how that is way over there? That is not the position I want to be in. I want to be in relation to my foot. I mean, I could sew there if I wanted to, and there might be a reason I'd want to, but that's my left-hand needle position. I'm going to move it to my center needle position, And this is probably where I'm going to sew. Do you see how the needle lines right up with the edge of that foot? And when I'm in my right hand needle position, it takes me over a little bit closer. So if I want to be even further over, notice I can move my needle. I can move it back and forth wherever I want that to be. But also, not only can I move my needle, I can move my foot by just adjusting back here on the shank. All right, so let's go to, I don't want to be all the way off right here. So that is my center needle position. That's a little too close to the zipper. So I am going to go into my right needle position and I'm going to move my needle over. I think I want it about right there. So I've got it on my right hand needle position. I've got it about 438. And I'm going to use my hand wheel to see where that needle is going to land and see if that makes me happy. And I think it does. All right, I'm going to try and watch your comments at the same time. Do you have any comments before I start sewing? Will that new foot work on the chorus? Yes, it will. This is as long as you can get that shank shank right there on. I can't think and talk at the same time, I've decided. Marianne says, love this new zipper foot on my need this list. It is definitely on a needed list for me. All right, so I've got my zipper right here. I'm going to put it face down. So it's face right sides together with my outside fabric. This is what I want my outside fabric to be. And I'm going to have about an inch hang out. And when you look at the files and the instructions, that it tells you exactly how you're going to be doing this if you want to make this. Just go back and look on Project on the Tens. Oh, that's right, I had it lifted back there. All right, so what I want to do is that I want to make sure that my needle is going to land where I want it to land, and I think it's going to be great. I'm going to have my fabric lined up right here with the edge of the zipper foot. This makes it so nice. I don't have to guess about it as long as I keep my fabric lined up right there. All right, and then I'm going to do a little back stitch at the beginning. You know, you may think, well, boy, that machine is really quiet. It's quieter than you think it is. This machine is great, and I want you to know this is kind of difficult, just so you all know that. I'm doing my best. I have this camera right in my cheek, and I'm trying to maneuver the fabric. All right, so there we go. You see how I'm keeping that lined up right there? I'm going to turn this corner, and I hope my hands aren't right totally in your way. I think I'm kind of a gadget girl. When they come out with a new product, I'm always anxious to see what that product will do. And this one is not a disappointing product at all. Sometimes don't you buy them and you think, oh, they promised this was going to be so great. It's not. Well, this one is great. Okay, I'm just trying to keep this flat and out of the way so you can still see. But if you'll notice, I'm keeping my foot lined up right here as the best I can. And I'm starting and stopping as I need to. And when I get to the end, I'm going to do another back stitch because I want this to be nice and solid. All right, and then I'm going to cut my threads. All right, let's go over to the other camera, hoping that this is all going to come together for us. Okay, there we go. Carrie wanted to know what is the name of the foot? Is it new or is it in the foot kit? It is not in the foot kit. It just barely came out. It is the adjustable zipper foot, just like Carrie said, and it is amazing. It is totally an amazing foot. I really, really love it. All right, so there I have sewn my zipper in right there. I've gone around the corner and I've come around the outside. Now, in time, when I go to put the zipper head on, I'm going to trim these to be the same length. I'm not going to do that right now. The next thing I want to do is I want to turn this right side out, and I want to top stitch this zipper down, because if I leave it like this, I mean, it'll be okay. I could put the zipper head on it right now, but this would always be poking up. So what I want to do is that I want to fold that back over. See how nicely that is right there? That is like the perfect distance away, the fabric to the zipper, because it's going to make it so I can still utilize that zipper and everything's going to be good. Okay, let me do a comparison here. I want you to see right here, this one I put in with my J-foot. I have a much larger space right there. Do you see that? This one I put in with that new zipper foot, and look how close I was able to get. I like my J-foot, and sometimes you want that extra space, right? I don't have to with this one. This one I don't want it to be that far apart. This one's good. All right, so I'm going to go back over, and I am going to top stitch. Now I'm going to top stitch using this foot again, but if you'll see where I've got that right now, if I wanted to top stitch, that's not going to be in a good position for me, which is why it's so nice that all I have to do, I don't know if I've tightened this, okay, is move that over. Now I am ready to have it in the position where I can top stitch, because now I want my zipper teeth on this side of the zipper foot. Do you see how easy that was? That wasn't hard at all. All I did was slide it over. But notice right there, I can put it in the middle if I want. If that gives me a better direction for sewing, I can do that. It's wherever you want the guide to be. Oh, whoops. I am not doing that right. Trying to do it with my hands and talk at the same time. Not a good combination. In fact, I am going to have to look at me. Hey, here's the key. Don't try to film when you're talking. Don't try to film when you are trying to talk about the machine and the foot and all those things. Okay, so now I've taken it off because I totally unscrewed that foot, that screw back there, because I wasn't thinking, wasn't watching. Okay, now I'm going to put it back on because I want that to be nice and solid back there. But now you can see how easy it is to put it on and off. Okay, and we are nice and solid. Good. Those screwdrivers are pretty handy too. All right, so I'm going to lay my zipper back on itself because I want to do a top stitch. I want that zipper to stay right up on top. All right, so now I'm going to ride my zipper foot along the zipper teeth again. Now, where do I want my needle to land? I think I'm going to move it over. I have it in the right hand needle position. I moved it over so that I am going to be about right there. And you can decide where you want that to be. As long as you don't hit the foot, that's all that counts. So notice I am kind of testing each time that I haven't moved, and I have it down at 3 plus 325 on my right hand needle position. Okay, now I'm going to, any questions before I start? Oh, this, Mary, she wanted to know which bag is this. This is something, I think I called it a makeup bag, and it's in Project on the Tens. So you can either go back and watch it in Facebook, or you can find it on YouTube. I hope that it's, the YouTube kind of rolls them out as they like, and it's not always exactly when it happens, but the pattern is under the files at the top of the Facebook page. I know, I love this bag, and it's so easy to sew. All right, so now the teeth are going to be riding right along the side of the foot right there. And if I think I like where it's sewing. It's kind of hard to tell because you're in my way. That's okay. But as I go, let me see. Yep, I'm going to move my needle over a little bit more. So I want to be a little closer over. And I know I'm right in your way. Okay, let's see what that does. This is an experiment today because I haven't done this before. Let me see if I like where it's at. I'm not sure if I like that. Okay, I think I'm going to do something totally different. I think I'm going to move it over to the center needle position. Let me move it over there. That center hole on the foot, because I can put this anywhere I want it. Okay, let me go over a little bit more. You see, when you do this, you're going to be doing exactly the same thing. You're going to decide, well, now, where do I want that to be? All right, let's try that. See if we like that better. And each time I'm going to be rolling the fabric, pulling the zipper away. Yeah, I think I like that one. And in the old zipper foot, you could not sew where I'm sewing right now. It is not possible because it did not have an opening in the center of the foot like I do here. You just need to find that right spot where you want to have that sew. And now as I go over this seam right here, I want you to know I'm going to be taking it a little bit slower. I'm not going to speed across that. I want to give it every opportunity to be able to sew in the right spot and not break a needle. Whoops, I can go fast there because I'm on the straightaway if I want to. And each time I'm just folding the zipper back. That gets it nice and out of the way. So I don't know how much detail we went into last time when we did this project on the Tens. I may have had the zipper in already. I'm not sure. Because it's kind of hard to put the zipper in with the camera right between you and it. Okay, let's see how that looks. So the whole idea of doing a top stitch is that then it gets your zipper to lay down flat so it's not in your way. So there, I think I've got it. Yep, I like that center needle position or that center hole position on the foot. I think that is really cool. Okay, I need to get this zipper head back on right here. So here's my zipper head. I've only used 1/2 of this 24-inch zipper, but I'm going to put the zipper head on because I can't sew this together without the zipper head on, or I wouldn't have a zipper. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold those edges even, and it's just like perfect. I love it. And I'm going to cut these the same length because that will make it easier for me to get the zipper on. And then on this side, I'm going to cut about 1/4 inch of the teeth off. And when I first learned how to do this, I couldn't remember if you cut the teeth off or cut the tape off, but it is definitely the teeth. All right, so now I've got these two pieces that I want to put this zipper head on. So I'm going to get the rounded edge of the zipper. You have the rounded edge and you have the square edge. I want the rounded edge. I'm going to slide it on just a little bit on this side with all of the teeth. And I got it, there we go. I don't want to put it on too far because now I'm going to slide this one without the teeth into there. And the whole idea, take that a little further down, the whole idea is I'm going to put it in to where the teeth meet. So I've got this up here where the teeth are cut off. I'm going to hold on with my thumb right there, and when I do that, it zips right together. Do you like that? Let me do it again. Okay, So I have my teeth ends that are my zipper ends that I want to join and put a head on. So I have cut about 1/4 inch of teeth off on my right side. You can do it whichever side you want, whichever works for you. I'm going to put the rounded edge of my zipper head on. I'm going to put it on, about that far. And then I'm going to slide the teeth in right there where I've cut the teeth out. That allows me to put the teeth right up to the other teeth. It'll butt right in there. Then I'm going to hold on to both ends. That's why I cut the teeth out, because I need to have something to hold on to. And then I'm going to slide my zipper on, and there is my zipper. And now all I have to do is open my zipper, turn this wrong side out through my zipper right there. So this is kind of a replay of our project on the tens, but I wanted to show you the zipper. And now all I have to do is stitch down that side, and my zipper is complete. It will be sealed off right there, and then I'll have a bag just like this. Just turn it right side out and you got a bag. Isn't that fun? I like zippers. What can I say? And coming out with a new adjustable zipper foot made my day. I love it. Donna says, I love those colors. I love them too. I think they're pretty fun. Annette says, I've always struggled putting that zipper head on, and now I know. Thank you for showing me. I didn't know how to cut that part off. I know, it's a little crazy, isn't it? But it works. You know, you see people use these methods, and they buy, I even bought a tool. I don't even know where the tool is. I've never used it to put zippers together because it's so easy. I don't need the tool. And I've seen people like use a fork. No, I can do it just like this, and it is perfect. I like it that way. That zipper is satisfying. It's very satisfying to me. I love zippers. I love them, love them, love them. Hi, Susan. She just said hi. Would you be able to top stitch the zipper with a narrow decorative stitch with that foot? It depends on, this is Mary saying this, it depends on how narrow your decorative stitch is. You're going to have to test it out and make sure that it doesn't catch the zipper foot in your stitch. That's the only thing I would say. I have more luck with like a straight stitch because I know where it's going to be. You certainly couldn't stitch down the center hole, but on the outside parts there might be a little wiggle room there that you could do some kind of a decorative stitch, but I don't know that I'd want to. But you could definitely try it. There's nothing wrong with trying. All right, I don't see any other comments that I need to. Just remember, you have got to make a comment if you want to be in the drawing. Did I even mention the drawing? I don't think I did. There's been so many things we've talked about today. But I love this foot. So we talked about the foot, and I showed you how to use it, how the different positions you can have it in, right, left, or center. And who thought you would be using a center needle position on a zipper foot? Who thought? But I do. I love it. That's what I use to do my top stitching with. And why not? If you're doing piping, do you see how many different applications you can use this zipper foot for? Because it can double as a piping foot. There you go. You got to do it. Dolores, I do have videos on YouTube. I will actually post that. I think I've said that before. I have posted many times about it, but I will post again. Nancy says, I still have trouble putting the zipper head back on. I will try this. I tell you, once you figure out how to put that zipper head back on, if you've got a broken zipper in a dress, in a pillow, in anything, you can fix it. In fact, I have been in events where we put a zipper in. I don't have that project right here. And they've sewn right off the zipper, and the zipper head's on the wrong side. You can fix it. Sometimes it will make if you're making a bag, or it'll make it like 1/4 inch shorter, but you can fix it. Once you know how to fix that zipper and put the head back on, anything is doable, right? I know that I helped somebody with her prom dress. She had broken the zipper in her prom dress. And no, it wasn't hard. You can do it. You can definitely do it. All right, let me read your comments. So Sandra, you had not heard of this new foot? Well, it's amazing. So go to your Baby Lock dealer. Get it. Get it ordered if they don't have it in yet. I tell you, I love it. No, Donna, I'm sorry I didn't mention the drawing. I mentioned it earlier, I think in a couple of posts before, but I didn't mention it today, so I'll do a recap today. And Melinda says, you helped me love zippers. You made it easy. I love zippers. I'll put a zipper in anything. I've told you, I've got 8 kids. And I think like the third or fourth, I knew I wanted a big family. I love my kids. I love them so much. And they just bring a dynamic to your family that you just don't have without them. And I think I was on my 3rd kid, and I told the doctor, I said, just put a zipper and I'll be back. Of course he didn't. No, he didn't. Oh, Nancy is waiting for her foot to come in. I'm so glad. And Diana says, I can't wait to get that foot. Will it fit my Solaris and older machines? Yes, it will. If you have the shank that you can take off, you can definitely do. I can't think of a machine that you can't use it on. All right? I think it's going to be great. And Dolores says, thank you very much. Carol says, thank you for showing the new zipper foot and the technique for attaching the zipper head. I know it's my favorite thing to do. It is totally. Judy says, I'm making bags today, and for the first time, I'm using my zipper foot for top stitching. I love it. So, Judy, you got the foot. Good for you. You're going to like it. Patricia said, that's a great foot. I will call my store and see if they have it in yet. Marilyn says, I like the demo of placing the pull on the zipper. I've been using a fork. It works okay, but your method I have never been able to get the fork to work. So maybe you can show me how to use the fork. I don't know how to do it. Because this is so easy. I think, why do I need to get a fork out? I don't know. Can you show the foot again? Yes, I can. Oh, it's still on the machine. Yes, I can show you the foot. I just have to unscrew it. But I can move my camera now because you guys don't need it. All right, so this is what the foot looks like. It is an adjustable zipper foot. And it's not going to focus in because there's too much to focus. It's too confusing for the camera. All right, I don't even know if I can do it and get out of the way. Nope, it's not going to work. All right, it has an adjustable shank adapter right up here. That's what makes this one different. It is not moving with the shank that's already on there. It has a shank that shank attacher. How do I say that right so that you guys can get it? So this attaches to the shank that's on your machine. You don't need to get the adapter out. This attaches to your machine. But the thing is, you don't clip it on. It's not a snap-on foot. It attaches to your shank. And it is amazing. Annette said, headed for Mount Rushmore in the morning with my son and daughter-in-law. So looking forward to it. And I'll be sewing in a zipper when I get back. See you all then. I've been there. I love Mount Rushmore. I thought that was so much fun. I didn't know I'd like it so much. It's a long drive, but I didn't know I'd like it so much. I really liked it. And even there's some other attractions around there. We went to Devil's Monument. What is that called? That big rock that comes up out of the ground. It is amazing. Amazing. I mean, you just walk around it. And then there's several things up there you just got to see. Valerie, sorry you got to go to Rory's dance classes finishing. Bye, Valerie. Melba said, this foot looks like it's going to be fun. It is. It's a game changer. And Janet's going to look into the new foot. I'm using my zipper foot, says Judy, that I've had. Can you show the new foot? So I think, let's see. I don't know if this is going to be a better... Okay, see, I moved my camera a little bit. Oh, this is going to give you a close-up where it's not confused with all the things around. This is the new zipper foot. This is adjustable. So you can see how the shank is moving back and forth instead of the foot. It is solid. It is longer. It is really amazing. So if you ever put zippers in or make piping, this one really is a game changer, I think. I like it. I like the fact that it doesn't wiggle around. I just had trouble with the other foot. I just never liked it, never used it. I'm going to be using this zipper foot all the time. I am not going to use my J foot anymore. So all those videos where I've used my J-foot. You can still use it, but this one is amazing. You'll love it. Does it fit the Destiny, said Janet? Yes, it does. I can't even think of a machine it probably won't fit. If you have that shank that comes down that you can attach it to, it's going to fit, but definitely try it. Do I have the item number? I can look it up. Okay, I can look it up and post it. Oh, and Alice said she's a zipper expert. Yay. Alice, did I answer your question well enough? How does the zipper foot different by just moving the needle on the skinny zipper foot? The skinny zipper foot is wobbly. I never could get it. I was never happy. It didn't ever sew straight for me. And I really think the tools that you use give you a better project. I mean, honestly, in the kitchen, how many tools do you have in the kitchen? You got more than a fork and a knife, right? You've got a tool for everything you do. You've got a grater. You've got a knife that cuts watermelon, a knife that cuts steak, a knife that... You've got all those different tools. Well, this is no different. This is a tool that is going to make your job easier and prettier, and you'll give a better straight stitch. This one is amazing. Out of all the feet that they introduced, I want to say this is my favorite, but I really haven't used the other feet extensively yet because we just got them. They're brand new to me. Devil's Tower, Melinda, thank you. That's exactly what it is. All right, what is the other monument up there? It's a Native American monument. I know you guys are going to come up with it faster than me, but tell me what it is. Yes, it'll work on your Destiny too, Mindy. It definitely will. Exactly. It's not as wobbly and it has a hole in the center. So Alice, there you go. Let me go back over here. It has a hole. Oh, focus. It has a hole in the center. You see, you've got 3 different needle positions right there that are amazing. And I'm not sure what this little space in there is for you. I haven't figured that out yet, but I'm sure it's going to come in handy somewhere. All right, Mindy says crazy horse. Diana says crazy horse. Yes, it is crazy horse. And it is crazy. Totally crazy. Good places to go. And are you going to go to Crazy Horse? Because you said you're going up there. You got to get them all. You got to, while you're up there, you got to get them all. I'd never been to the Dakotas before. That was my first trip. And it was fun, although it rained and rained and rained, and it rained hard. All right, any other questions? Okay, let's recap what we've talked about. We have talked about this wonderful new zipper foot that everyone has to have. All right, I wish that I could get credit for you buying it. I don't. But you're going to love it. It's another tool for your arsenal to make you a better sewer. And don't we want to be better? That's why we buy all these great machines. We want to do great projects. Well, this is going to make your zippers and your piping better. All right, so you have to have that. All right, we talked about Project on the Tens, that now you can make that bag. We talked about the new class coming up, this one right here on October 2nd, and that's a live class, but you don't have to watch it live. If you want to watch the recording later on, you don't have to be there. If that is not a good time for you, it doesn't matter. You can still have it. We talked about the anthem. I said that right off the bat. Did you hear? And right there, this is a project that we can bring into your store so you can try the anthem before you ever buy it. And here's an applaud project for our applaud events. Here is our Triumph project for our Triumph events. Such fun things to make. I've really enjoyed putting these together, and I love coming to your store. So if you have a store that needs to have an event, if you want to try it before you buy it, bring me in. I would love to do it. And last but not least, we are going to have a drawing. I'll draw the names tomorrow. So you have all day today into the night. If you watch this later, make sure you make a comment, because that's the only way you'll be in the drawing, if you make a comment on this thread. Okay? Dolores says, I love that I can download the class. That's great for me. And Patricia said, thanks for showing us this foot. Last stand. Dumb phone. Yep, I know. It's Custer's last stand. I got it. But you guys are so good. I can't search the internet while I'm on here, so I'm glad you got it for me, because I'd have to search. And I'll remember the anthem's name. I'm going to put that on my wall where it's big. So if I ever get stumped with the name again, it's going to be right there for me. Okay, I guess I better go start working on my list. I got a bunch of things to do today. And I've kept you for a long time. I hope that you've learned something today. I hope that you've been inspired to do something today. I hope that you're going to make a comment so you can be in the drawing. And I hope that I can come to your store and sew along with you. I love that. I love it so much. And I do have some gigs already lined up. As you know, the one that I can tell you about is at the Houston Quilt Festival. I will be there. And that's October, I think I fly in on the 7th. And I believe there's a preview night that night, October 7th. I'm thinking that is it. I don't have my calendar in front of me, but I'm pretty sure that's what it is. And if you are in the area, if you come, please come say hi to me, please. And we'll take a picture together and I'll post them all here. And I hope you have a great day. Remember, think of 3 things that you're looking forward to today that you cannot wait for. I've already got one down, this right here. I got one down, one's done. And I will post the YouTube channel and I will post the new class, so be watching for those. And what else do you want me to post? Because I'll just keep posting. The website, I can tell you where to get to the class, how you can find it. Donna, thank you so much. It's been a while since I've seen you, Donna. I need to come back down there and you need to come in and see me, for sure. If you don't have the applaud, what's keeping you? I tell you, what is stopping you from getting that applaud? What is stopping anybody getting the applaud? I tell you, I love it. All right, you guys have a great day. Think of 3 things that make you happy today and do them. 3 things. Not hard. You can think of 3 things, right? Okay. All right, I'm going to sign off. And I will see you next Tuesday at 10 a.m. That will be our going forward buddy chat time. And for the most part, it's going to work out okay. We'll see what we can do with it, okay? All right, everybody. See you later.